And just to give you a visual on the filtering that Devin has chosen to do here, he started out with over 250,000 construction firms from the 5 states using the SIC code, which is a standardized code. And then he whittled that down to a little over 2,500 with applying the filter of over $5 million in sales annually. And then he whittled that down to a little over, well, nearly 700 based on companies that pay their bills on time, the Paydex rating. And then he looked at, out of those, 52 were green self-reporting, but only 35 were green certified. So it's important to understand the richness of the DNB data set, helping Devin to get to the most key and core type of prospects for growth with the company. But Devin's not quite done. Now he's going to take this list of prospect companies and he's going to use an additional data set from the Dun & Bradstreet Library of Data Sets to retrieve the key contact information from these target companies. And the contact information can include name, email, and phone number. And this is something that is going to be accessed via a Dun & Bradstreet API that is accessible through the Windows Azure Marketplace. Once he's done with joining the contact information to the company information, he's then going to take this very valuable prospect list and he's going to publish it back as a query for use within the company by the sales and marketing teams. And he's going to work with his DBA to make sure that they have proper authorization so they can use PowerQuery and get that list so that they can use it for marketing. Once again, if you're not familiar with the new Power BI for Office preview, another powerful aspect of it is the fact that Maria can literally look at who is accessing this valuable query that she has created and subsequent queries that Devin or anybody else has created. She can see how frequently they're run, what is the overhead on the system, and really have complete control over the access of this information. So in this third demo, Devin is going to take this list of companies and he's going to again work with PowerQuery, and this time he's going to work with an external API offered through the Windows Azure Marketplace. And once that's been purchased, because this is data for purchase, then he's going to join on the DUNS number again and retrieve the contact information for these companies. So in this demo, Devin is going to work with our enriched list of construction companies. You may remember from the previous demo, these are construction companies that are in the 5 targeted states that have sales of more than $5 million, that pay their bills on time, and that are green certified. Now what he's going to do here is he's going to work in PowerQuery, and he's going to go out to the Windows Azure Data Market and work with company contact Dun & Bradstreet data that he's purchased. And you'll see that there's 3 different ways to find contacts. Find contacts by DUNS number, or contact details. And the URL for the current expressed query is highlighted. So now Devin's back in his PowerQuery and he's working with a custom column. And the reason that he's added this is because when you're retrieving contact information, you're going to retrieve it in sets of 5, 10, 15, 20. So he's added this custom column. And this is the max suggestions. This is the way the API works. He's going to go out to the URL, which is accessing the data through the Windows Azure Data Market. And he's going to first do a test by invoking the function. He's going to put in a known DUNS number. And you can see there's the sets of 5. And he's going to look for 5 responses. Now you have to put in information about data privacy, which sets the scope, and he's setting it to organizational. The choices are public, private, or organizational. And you can see that his test was successful. So he wants to use this query to retrieve out the 5 contacts in his master data set. So he's removing the invoked column because that was just a test, and he's calling this query find contacts. And now he's going to insert a custom column so that he can see the results here of the retrieval. So again, we've sped up the video. And the maximum response candidates are retrieved in sets of 5. It's the way the API works. And now the joined table is returned, and he can then select the items that he's interested in. You can see there's lots of items to pick from, joining again on the DUNS number. So it's looking for the job title, the direct telephone, email, and then again calling out to the API, and now returning the results. And the API works in 2 ways. The first way is at a free or reduced price. This is a new offer, so I'm not sure exactly how this will be introduced, but a pretty cheap price, just showing what information is available. So for example, you can see the president of the company, they do not have the direct telephone, but they do have the direct email. And then the next tier of working with this company contact API would be, once you've seen which information is available, going ahead and using the contact details, copy the URL for the query. And as we did last time, we're going to go ahead and test, because we're going to make this a query that we can then call in a custom column. We're going to call this contact details. And we're just going to add that. And we're going to go ahead and insert the contact detail information now that we've called that version of the API to retrieve it by creating a custom column. So we're passing in the DUNS number, the principal identification number for the contact, and you can see that we have the join table, and we can now expose the columns of interest for the particular contacts within the company, and we have a fully enriched, ready to go contact list of all of our target companies. And we can load that back into our workbook, and we can save it out as a authorized PowerQuery for our sales and marketing teams. So the result of Maria and Devin's work is a powerful list which will help grow solar family nationally. A list of over 2,000 tiered construction companies with personal contact information for strategic sales and marketing campaign. Of course, sales and marketing is super excited about this. They're going to upload this into their CRM system and go out there and sell and grow the company. And again, because of the richness of the information, they can start with the key contacts, those 38 green certified construction firms that pay their bills on time, and they can put full press effort on those key top tier potential customers. But they also can go to the second tier, 52 self-reporting green construction firms, and even the third tier, over 2,600 construction firms with more than $5 million in sales. They can very strategically look at potential sales and new customers using the richness of the DNB data. Also, following on after this new growth campaign, they can come back after a few months or so, 3-4 months as it says here, they can target new prospects that resemble best customers using yet another DNB data set called lookalike feature. And through this, they can identify cross-sell and upsell opportunities within new customers using the company hierarchy feature. So lots of power to grow the company within the combination of public data, DNB data, and Power BI. I'm Lynn Langett for Dun & Bradstreet. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you'll use data to grow your company. Thank you very much.